So, this is for Riley. And this is not what I do every day. I'm not trying to give the idea that this is something that anybody should do every day. I have practiced for many years, taking a personal responsibility for my own wellness. And so, posture is key for everybody. And if you have off posture, you're compressing, which is limiting flow. You're hyperextending, which has its own dangers. The best answer is a slow, gentle rotation, where this is compressed, expanded, compressed, expanded. And if I was to stand stock still, I don't have that compression, expansion, pumping, which that moves the fluids in my body. Actually, I just already began releasing fluids. This, in shiatsu massage, this is called your hara. This is your abdomen, and in your body, in your arm, there's like bone marrow doing some productive stuff, but not a lot. There's just no organs that are doing fundamental work. They're all here. So this is a root that you got to pay attention to. And in order to address this root, because we are in a gravitational field, we're going to start with gravity and we're going to work up. So we want to be able to keep a statuesque posture. But the irony is, you can keep a statuesque posture after a whole lot of explorational movement and giving your body a chance to get used to being in strange positions. Because even in a very strange position, you can be balanced. Let's see if I can lean my entire torso to the left and still balance on one leg. And what this is a muscle awareness, which you develop over time. You can't just suddenly do these things. You will have things that you can uniquely do because of what you have done with your daily routine. So the key to wellness, the key to my wellness, has been while living a very stressful life, while partying and traveling and all that for many years, I have always had a couple of key tenets. Stay hydrated. Stay fucking hydrated. Very important. Start from the ground. Calisthenically, first thing you gotta do every day, what I do 5-6 times every day, is this, which our culture bombards us with images that tell us it's awkward. Okay, if you gotta go find someplace private to do it, go find someplace private. I try to do things like this while I'm waiting in the grocery line, or out where I'll be seen, and I want people to see that a human being can live while doing this, and I think that this activity of heels down, butt down, and still strength, because this was the work surface. You'd really be more like this, doing work. But in the same way that I want to rotate and compress, etc., I want to develop strength, taking my legs out into squats. And what I'm doing, in all positions, there should be strength. I never have to lift weights. I never have to put stress on my body that's inappropriate. And what I'm more doing right now is exploring even. I want to stretch. I want all those compressions possible. So, I'm sticking my butt out. Oh. And this here, this is the bottom of the hara. I need to do the deep squat to extend the hara from the back. I need to do the lean back to extend it from the front. I can raise my arms and swing them around in a sun salutation. None of it needs to be stressful. You don't do anything until it hurts. Just flow through basic motions. And when I was 25, couldn't have done this. Okay? I could not have done most of the things which I have just done. Our culture tells you that you're peaking at like freaking 20 physically. It's not true. Your brain develops until you are nearly 30. It becomes more capable of integrating knowledge and applying it. As AI emerges right now, we're really going to understand that a lot of people their life situation has involved so much stress. They gave up on themselves and the future. The strangest irony, get down. And it's easier to keep your faith. When your body is working right, when my bowels now are, oh, that's wonderful. And you got to rush through any of it. You don't got to do it for longer than 5-10 minutes if you do it 4 or 5 times a day. So we're working up now, we're at the bottom of the hara, the top of the hara, the chest. How is the chest and the shoulders? Do we forward, back? How do we get back? And should we, do you see how there's compression? Right now I'm extending the front. Ooh, could you hear that? You probably couldn't, but that was very big. Sounds like an internal fart. We all do that. If you get good at being healthy, things will flow inside of you. That's what's gonna happen. Let it flow. Your body is processing as you consume. It's pretty good at all this. Been involved for a long time. So, top of the hara. This is how, this right here, lazy, slow, sloppy, who cares? I'm just swinging my arms around. I'm just a weirdo hippie in the middle of a field, swinging my arms around. That's who I am. But as I do this, you go to the chiropractor, you say, oh my God, how did you crack all those vertebrae? Do this, just do this for 15 minutes. Always, don't push to go real far. Always stay well within control. And if you do it 3-4 times a day, your body says, oh, doing this is important. I want to develop control. And I want, as I'm doing this, I want my shoulder is going from in front of my body, pushed forward, to back. And that is a compression and extension. And by repeating it, it becomes a pump. And that pump, things like your endocrine system, other very important parts of your body that our culture doesn't, for some reason, like yell at you kids about. And this is why exercise, quote unquote, is important. But it's not important to win the sport. It's important because your body is a water bag. It's full of all these flexible pipes. And if you don't help them to do their job, they don't do it. You can't sit. You can't put the body in any position. You can't hyper anything. And then it's really an Alexander's technique concept. And Pilates is going to tell you, what they're going to do is make you sit on your back. And you put your foot up. And I'm doing lazy circles here. The reason this circle works, the reason why this is so good for my legs or my arm, is because gravity is putting a steady pressure on all these liquids, helping them to flow back to my hara, where my organs process everything. This body circulation is the root of the human organism. It's an expression of the Chinese medicine, qi flow. It's also very much similar to how spiritual traditions work. I have, with Alexander's technique, it's taken to an engineered level. Like yoga approximates hitting all the things. I have a very different approach. I rely on self-awareness, and wherever stagnancy develops, I start to feel it. When you do this for, all the way through your 30s, because you're sort of a social outcast, this is what I was doing. Who wins? And wonder about that. Who wins? Okay? Who spent their time better? And as the decades continue to roll by, and I have a daily routine which does not break down my body, does not cause stress, rather it encourages the flow. It's not afraid of looking weird. It's not afraid of leaning forward, not afraid of being too far back or sticking its butt out. But yeah, so every day, light motions. If you just do this, your whole body will naturally get back into it. And let me accentuate the final part of the top here, and then I'm going to go help people. So, I want to move from doing the swing. I'm actually able to begin to hit my shoulders, and it does invigorate my arms. Because this rotary force, the centrifugal force, as they call it, which is not true. But anyways, the fluids flow down my arms. Same way gravity helps the fluids to flow in here. If you take a bag and you shake it, on the far end, it's where all the liquid's going to accumulate, right? Swing it around, see what happens. So we've begun moving the vertebrae and all this, and we should also do side tilts, front tilts, whatever you gotta do. But you don't do them until you hurt. I'm done, okay? And I've done this for years, and why am I healthy? Because of this. Because I'm not just rampantly inflicting harm on myself through stress. Anyways, continuing into the arm. You've got to get something to leverage off of. Stretch. There you go. You can work all the way back. You can go lower. You can go higher. Overhead. I can grab a ledge and lean. But like I said, that spread pull-up bar, overhead. If you think about the force, if I have my arms on a spread pull-up bar and I have my feet off the ground, the pressure of my weight is translating up through my body. It forces my shoulders into their functional point of strength. I don't have to lift myself up. I just have to hang for a minute. And if you hang for a minute for 2 weeks, suddenly you'll be hanging. You'll be like, I don't even feel any pressure at all anymore. Your body will have already adapted just from the light pressure. You don't need to be some bizarre, roided out bulldog in life. It's not healthy for you even. Wellness comes from gentle daily routine and posture. Don't go to a chiropractor. Pick up this practice. Maybe you do go to a chiropractor, and God bless chiropractors. I mean, they're a stab in a wealth of bad practices. Okay? Point is, you can do everything, every adjustment a chiropractor makes, you can do for yourself. With an understanding of kinematics, an understanding of anatomy, a gentle exploration, people figured this shit out centuries ago. They just didn't expect to understand it by reading something or watching a video. So this is just the beginning. And if you take this journey, believe it will bear out in your overall wellness. And there's just not much risk of actually being injured because nothing is all that strenuous. So pull-up bar to get overhead because you need that mechanics where you can hang. I'm here, my whole spine is elongating. Wiggle my butt a little bit, move, do this. Every day, do this, you guys, everybody. It's not just for people trying to have a shapely body. This is a sensible routine that will just invigorate you. Anyway, and all blessings, praying for everybody, I just want to make sure I share this. This is some summary of what I have discovered in my years practicing it. And while I believe it is the source of my wellness, I could be wrong. Anybody who's going to try to sell you health stuff should own that it's a test of one, and it has worked out well for me so far, and God willing, it will continue to work out well. I hope it does. But we just got to give it a diligent effort. And the way that we work our wellness is with our food, less toxins, with our exercise, more action, with water, and in general, avoiding medicines of all sorts. With that said, I'm going to drink my coffee and go help with the doctor.